Abdul Rahman, the Governor of Lagos State, ably represented by the Deputy Governor, Dr. Femi Hamzat, the former Head of State, General Yakubu Gowon, Grand Commander of the Federal Republic, the Chief of Defense Staff, General A.G. Olonishakin, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, the representative of the Chief of Naval Staff, Rear Admiral Obidaji, former Chiefs of Defense Staff and former Chiefs of Army Staff here present, the Chief of Defense Intelligence, the Acting Chairman, Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Mr. Ibrahim Magu, heads of security and paramilitary agencies, representative of the Inspector General of Police and the representative of the Director General State Services, the Commander, Multinational Joint Task Force, and other commanders of various military formations here present, principal staff officers from the Defense and Services Headquarters, co-commanders, general officers commanding His Royal Majesty, Alaye Olua Oba Rilwan Babatunde Osholale Aremu Akiolu I, the Oba of Lagos, other royal fathers here present, Your Excellencies, members of the Diplomatic Corps and Defense Attaches here present, commandants of tri-service and Nigerian Army institutions here present, the Director General Defense Industries Corporation of Nigeria, members of the 29th Regular Course here present, the National President of Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, ably represented, and other members here present, very senior military officers, both serving and retired, the Vice Chancellor, Nigerian Army University, BU, Professor David Ilia Malgui, and other members of the academia, captains of industries, veterans of the Second World War and the Nigerian Civil War, distinguished invited guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great delight that I welcome our special guest of honor, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osibajo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, and all other invited guests to this grand finale of the Nigerian Army Day Celebration and Combat Support Arms Training Week 2019. May I, on behalf of the entire Nigerian Army family, most profoundly thank the Commander-in-Chief for finding time to grace this occasion. The Nigerian Army Day celebration is an annual event which always affords the Nigerian Army an opportunity to showcase its rich history, values, modest achievements, It is also designed to array our personnel and equipment with a view to showcasing our combat capability as an army. Similarly, it is aimed at projecting the Nigerian Army as a key instrument of national power, unity, integration, and development. This year's celebration, taking place here in Lagos, is being held jointly with the Combat Support Arms Training Week, which is a platform that provides the combat support arms in the Nigerian Army to reappraise their performance in their tasks of providing effective combat support for the Nigerian Army operations. Additionally, this year's celebration has once again provided us with another opportunity to celebrate and honor some of our deserving personnel. Let me use this opportunity to reiterate our absolute determination to achieve success in our fight against insurgency and other forms of criminality in the country. We are determined to remain resolute and ruthless to deal with all forms of criminality in our country. A lot of our colleagues have paid the supreme price and contributed their quota in what we have so far achieved, despite the existence of some security challenges in the country. We remember their sacrifices and also pray for the repose of their souls. Our hearts are with their families now and always. May the Almighty God continue to grant them eternal rest. Amen. Our efforts must not be relaxed until our mission of complete defeat of the insurgents and other criminals in the country is attained. It is in actualization of this that this year's theme, which is professionally responsive soldiering, a panacea for successful military operations, was chosen, which is very much in tandem with my vision to have a professionally responsive Nigerian Army in the discharge of its constitutional roles. We are all aware that the country is facing numerous security challenges, and this has necessitated the Nigerian Army's current involvement in conducting numerous operations across the country. The operations are aimed at tackling the nefarious acts of these criminal elements in order to restore sanity to our dear country. Additionally, the Nigerian Army has introduced numerous non-kinetic or the soft power approach aimed at winning the hearts and minds of the citizens. Some of these interventions are aimed at providing the much-needed security for our people who are engaged in one form of business or the other, and to enable our farmers to return to their farms. To achieve this, the Nigerian Army has also introduced and indeed currently conducts campaign stabilization projects in the Northeast, which focuses on countering the Boko Haram negative ideology of ensuring the safe return of the internally displaced persons and refugees to their ancestral homes. Let me also use this opportunity to express our deepest appreciation to Mr. President and indeed the Vice President for their immense support and encouragement to the Nigerian Army. You have indeed left no stone unturned in ensuring that the Nigerian Army is operationally efficient to carry out its role in line with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Our appreciation also goes to the members of the legislature, the Chief of Defense Staff, other service chiefs, and paramilitary organizations for their support and encouragement. May I, at this point, thank my gallant officers and soldiers who have remained dogged in the discharge of their constitutional roles of ensuring the nation is safe and secured. I am fully aware of your numerous sacrifices, including paying the ultimate price. On this day, we remember your sacrifices and labor of love, and equally pray the souls of the departed to continue to rest in peace. To the award recipients, I say congratulations, as we expect this to spur you to redouble your efforts in the service of your fatherland. Each of the award recipients has a cash reward of 2 million naira. Finally, let me at this point reaffirm our unalloyed loyalty to Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I assure Your Excellency that we will continue to remain apolitical and professionally responsive Nigerian Army in the discharge of our constitutional roles. We have also pledged to be very ruthless to all the criminal elements that are bound to disturb the peace and security of our dear country. Once again, I thank Mr. President and other invited guests for finding time to grace this occasion today and share in our joy. I want to also thank His Excellency, the Vice President, for always being there for us. He has given us all the moral support. We thank you, Your Excellency. Our appreciation will not end without thanking the Executive Governor of Lagos State, who has made these two major events of the Nigerian Army very memorable. He has supported the Nigerian Army Day celebration as well as the Combat Support Arms Training Week with enormous resources, which has made it very, very successful. We are very much grateful, Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, here represented by his deputy. Your Excellency, the Governor of Kwara State, we thank you for being with us and for associating with the Nigerian Army. We thank you for your personal presence. I must also thank most profusely the Oba of Lagos. He is our father who has always given us the moral support and the traditional support and indeed great prayers. We are much grateful, Kabiyesi. These thanks will not be complete because of the numerous people that are here, but I must thank my predecessors who have always been with us and have always supported us and given us the needed backing in the discharge of our duties. They know what is obtainable in the Nigerian Army. They have also gone through this process while in service, and they appreciate us, and they've always been with us. I thank all the former chiefs of defense staff and all the former service chiefs, chiefs of army staff that have been here. The chief of defense staff, we thank you most sincerely. We also thank the chief of air staff, the chief of naval staff, and the inspector general of police and other security agencies who have always been with us. I must also acknowledge the chairman, the acting chairman, economic and financial crime, for also being personally here and supporting us. We thank you most sincerely. On this note, I want to once again thank Mr. President, Commander-in-Chief, and thank all of you for coming. God bless.
Praise on. That was the address by the Chief Host and also the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Boratai. Thank you very much, sir. The special guest of honor, His Excellency Vice President, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, senior officers, gentlemen. As part of this memorable event, the Nigerian Army is yet showcasing its achievement through demonstrations of indigenous innovations and technology in the area of vehicle manufacturing. The unveiling and eventual launching of light armor vehicles clearly shows the professional commitment of the Chief of Army Staff to be self-sustained in our requirements and needs. On this note, I humbly and respectfully invite Major General Victor Izogu, Director General, Defense Industry Corporation of Nigeria, to please invite the special guest of honor, the Chief of Defense Staff, and indeed, our Chief Host, the Governor of Kwara State, Deputy Governor of Lagos State, and representative of the Governor of Osun State, service chiefs here, and Inspector General of Police, representatives of the former service chiefs, among others, to please accompany the Chief of Army Staff to unveil the vehicles that are displayed on this parade ground. The former service chiefs, please, you are requested to accompany the Chief of Army Staff. Thank you, sir.
The special guest of honor, sir, senior officers, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I at this point intimate you on how this initiative came into being. Following the successful production of 5 units of infantry patrol vehicle, nicknamed TYB Rovers by the military skill acquisition training of the 77 regular recruit intake under the leadership of Major General V.O. Ezugu, the Chief of Army Staff directed the establishment of the Nigerian Army Vehicle Manufacturing Company with the aim of further enhanced research and development and advancement of the effort of the young soldiers in local vehicle production. The company then was commissioned on the 26th of January 2019 to commence operation of manufacturing armor and soft-skin patrol and fighting vehicle for the use of the Nigerian Army. And this
It was designed and conceived to be an improvement of the Infantry Patrol Vehicle 1, which was an air-cooled engine. This is a water-cooled engine. This vehicle, a prototype, was to this place. The vehicle, also from about to Kaduna to this place. The vehicle is essentially meant to 6 units, and it's made very simple, light, and drivetrain to an extent.
First one.
This ensures fast deployment of troops. Engineer Shadrach. Yeah. It's a light military vehicle designed to carry 12 troops and other special equipment. You can also carry additional force soldiers on each side of the vehicles. Designed to have different suspension systems, including the military brake tire, which run flat, the the price is at the middle of the behind the vehicle, the spare tire. It's automatic, yes. Full tap behind the vehicle. Yes, sir.
They say it's as good as its working tool. Right here now, we have witnessed the unveiling of armor tank. Of course, when you are sure of the equipment you're working with, you will be full of confidence. It is always observed rotationally from one corner of the country to another. I'm talking about the Army Day celebration. The reason may not be far to fetch. The last one was held in the northeast, Maiduguri to be precise. Of course, the year before, the last was in Abuja, Lagos today. Who knows where tomorrow, next year. We're still bringing you updates of the grand finale of 2019 Army Day celebration happening in Lagos, the state of aquatic splendor, the center of excellence, precisely at the 9 Brigade, Ikeja Cantonment.
Local research and development that as a result of the have added us to
5 by next month. We are moving them to Northeast. Chief of Army Staff have ordered for 20 more, which we are working with our partners. Yes, sir. This is going to operate now. When you go out now, so it's not an opportunity before like to clear the access. So wherever it has electronic and mechanical gadgets to see and test. This is in our command engineering. Yes, sir. So the diversifying in the aspect of gadget produced is very, very well interested. While it's less than about 70,000 for us to produce this, other companies used to supply at the rate of over 150,000 per unit. But this is what research and development comes in. So DICON is working with partners who have started the production of this in mass that can do run for the armed forces and the security organizations. Same goes for boots, and then T-shirts and the rest. We have this token also, which was made for the CC, so that by the time we give our gifts, this will go to this, so that DICON has started. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. So same goes for helmets, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Same goes for helmets. These are all produced in DICON with our partners, the Command Engineering Department. We're partnering with Air Force and David also, all their defense production outfits, so that DICON will be the hub. The GTCS has asked us to work with the armed forces so that we'll be able to ensure that we provide all that everybody needs, including customs and police who are providing everything that they require. Thank you, sir. Yes. So we have come to the end of our own. We're going to Provost to see the vehicles before we drive back. MD Provost.
Yeah. Yes. That can do. At level 4, standard level 4. It can withstand 10 kilogram mines. The glass is standard level 4 also. The body is standard level 4. The seats are blast resistant seats.
Army Day 2019. Of course, there have been events preceding today's grand finale. Just yesterday, a number of facilities were inaugurated to ensure that the morals of men of the military are boosted. By men, you know, I'm talking in generic terms, just as in journalism, we are equal. Ably supported on this auspicious occasion, wives of men of the military. They're there in their numbers. And of course, it has been a fusion of the military and the civilian. Members of the political class are here represented. Our royal fathers are not left out because they are proud of the Nigerian military and the successes being recorded across the country in ensuring peace and stability. In Nigerian Army to perform its duties efficiently and effectively, there's no gainsaying the fact that they have to be very well equipped. And this is what you are seeing right here and now. Ammo tanks on display, just been unveiled. In addition to the military hardware, tactical patrol vehicle. So there wouldn't be any reason, no excuse for non-performance. No excuse for not living up to expectation. so far so memorable. The Nigerian Army has not for once been found wanting in view of its antecedent. Talk of global peacekeeping efforts. They have played very important roles. Talk of ensuring peace in the African continent. They have never been left out. And today, again, there's been another feather to the caps of the military. The efforts have not gone unnoticed. That's why some minutes ago, a number of the Nigerian officers and men of the military were honored for due diligence, for perseverance, for dedication, and huge sense of patriotism. What is it about the military? A 104 years old man still waxing strong. Talking about one of the veterans, appreciated a while ago. It's been very, very exciting being part of this, and I'm sure those of you watching at home, you will agree with me. It has been a rather eventful celebration. It is always taken around the country to ensure every part of the country have that sense of belonging.
Officers, ladies and gentlemen, the unveiling and the subsequent launching of the light armor vehicles has been done. They are now filing out for all of us to see, which one of them is mounted by the Chief of Army Staff, driven by the Chief of Army Staff. This is real. That is infantry light vehicle for you. Thank you very much, our visionary chief. We thank you very much for taking lead in this innovation, research and development to be self-sustained in all our requirements and needs, which has also key into local content policy of the federal government of Nigeria. You are welcome back, sir. The special guest of honor, sir, very senior officers. Let me also add that one of the qualities of good leadership is commitment and integrity. When the Chief of Army Staff launched Nigerian Army Vehicle Manufacturing Company, he promised that in 6 months' time, the company will produce first ever indigenous light armor vehicle to enhance our combat capacity. The promise made, and today the promise kept, having witnessed the unveiling and subsequent launching of the light vehicle. Can we please put our hand together for the Chief of Army Staff? Thank you very much.
Next item on our program is cultural dance.
Senior officers, gentlemen, like it is popularly said, all works and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Having kept you here for so long, it is now time we entertain you with some cultural display by some professional dance troupes. I will now hand over the mic to Majors Ngulde and Yahaya to please handle. Major Ngulde, please.
Thank you very much, sir. The first cultural troops to display this afternoon is the Ogun State cultural troops. Of course, Ogun State cultural troops has traveled to several places outside. Ogun State cultural troops are from the southwestern Nigerian, not more than 1 hour, 30 minutes drive from Lagos. They've participated in various cultural troops competition across the country and also abroad. They are also in partner with the Guards Brigade Nigerian Army for a performance in Scotland. They are partner with the military. May I invite the Ogun State cultural troops to please present their cultural dance for just 6 minutes, because we have others to be invited to entertain our dignitaries. Over to you, Ogun State cultural troops. Bura community, Bura Lagos Community Cultural Dance, please get ready to come on stage. Thank you very much, Ogun State. Thank you very much, Ogun State Cultural Dance. Bura Lagos Community Cultural Dance. Bura community are predominantly found in Borno State, northeastern Nigerian, in Biu local government area, and its neighboring community. They are also found in some part of Yobe State, Adamawa State, and also Gombe State. And this area is where our amiable this Bura cultural dance is being led by Colonel H. Ibrahim, retired. Please, you have 5 minutes to entertain our guests because we have others that will soon come on stage to entertain our guests. Please, you have 5 minutes. Shatanite cultural dance should please get ready. Please get ready. Our community dance have 2 minutes to round up their dance. Lupe cultural dance should please get ready to come on stage. While the Lagos Community Cultural Dance should please get ready to file out. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please, let's give Bura Cultural Dance a round of applause, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Nupe, we are waiting for you. Nupe cultural dance, please come in. We are constrained with time. Nupe cultural dance will be the last cultural display here on parade, while others cultural troupes will feature during the dinner due to time's constraint. Nupe cultural dance are from Niger State, North Central Nigeria. They have history of various cultural display. They are going to exhibit one for us today, while others will be featured during the dinner. Please, Nupe cultural dance, we are waiting for you. You have just 5 minutes. And the title of their dance is Simbobo and second. Thank you very much. Thank you, Nupe Cultural Group. Thank you. Your time is off. Thank you.
The special guest of honor, sir, very distinguished invited guests, senior officers, gentlemen. It is now time to appreciate our distinguished invited guests who, despite their tight schedules, created time to honor and grace these important occasions. On this note, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Borotai, want to identify and also appreciate 13 categories of invited guests and present them with token gift. Gold and silver we don't have. But what he's going to present to you, gentlemen, is from the bottom of his heart. The first to receive this gift is Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFL. The Chief of Army Staff, please. The second gift goes to special guest of honor, His Excellency Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Sir. The next gift goes to General Gowon, the former head of state. The Chief of Army Staff will also make presentation to the Governor of Lagos State, ably represented by the Deputy Governor, Dr. Femi Hamzat. The Chief of Army Staff will also make another presentation to His Excellency, the Governor of Kwara State, Alhaji Abdurrahman Abdurazak. Last but not least is the representative of His Excellency, the Governor of Osun State. The representative of Governor of Osun State. I call Kwara State. We will also present to His Excellency, the Governor of Kwara State, Alhaji Abdurrahman Abdurazak. Thank you, sir. We also present next gift to Oba of Lagos, His Royal Majesty. To invite the Director General, Defense Industry Corporation of Nigeria, to please make a special presentation of gift to Mr. President, ably represented by Mr. Vice President. The DG, please. Thank you.
The beat goes on. It has been fun all the way, with cultural troops entertaining, and of course, diverse cultural troops in line with the diversity of the nature of our country to add color and pep to the occasion of today. The military is one institution you cannot but fall in love with. Is it about the uniform? Is it about the fact that you just have to be on top of your health to fit in here? And it has also been noted here that we must honor those who have been making us proud. And as we do pray, that you do not witness your day of glory in the grave. A man of 104 years old, say waxing strong, and today being honored. He possibly would have been doing all he was doing then without sparing a thought for a day like this. It beholds on each and every one of us to make sure that whatever we do, we go the extra mile. 156th still counting. The Nigerian military have really, really come a long way.
Distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, as this memorable event marking the Nigerian Army Day celebration is gradually coming to end, we pause here for a group photograph with some eminent personalities. We will arrange for the group photograph. I would respectfully request the band to please give us a light music. The band, please. Action! East! Dear special guest of honor, sir, may I at this juncture respectfully request the Chief of Army Staff to please invite our special guest of honor and other distinguished guests for the group photograph. The Chief of Army Staff. Please, the former service chiefs should please join in this very important group photograph. The former service chiefs, please. Special guest of honor, very distinguished senior officers, ladies and gentlemen, we are gradually coming to the end of this memorable event, an occasion marking the Nigerian Army Day celebration 2019. Going by our program this morning, immediately after this group photograph, we invite special guest of honor, His Excellency, the Vice President, Professor Sibajo, to please, on behalf of Mr. President, give his address. Immediately after this group photograph, we have the privilege of His Excellency, the Vice President, to make his address. Photographers, over to you. Thank you very much, sir. At this moment, I have the singular honor and respect to humbly request
Live from Ikeja, and of course, for no other reason than bring you this special event.
we are gradually coming to the end of this memorable event,
Celebration of
on the occasion of Nigerian Army Day celebration 2019,
which has afforded us the opportunity to know
at this moment,
how it did
I wish to respectfully invite
start
our special guest of honor,
in the year 1863, when Glover deemed it fit to put together 18 men of northern extraction, later known as the Constabulary Force. Of course, eventually we had the Northern Regiment, the Southern Regiment. These were later joined together, and of course, some few years to our independence in the year 1958.
Thank you very much. The former head of state, His Excellency General Yakubu Gowon, the Senate President, represented by Senator Adeola Olamilekun Solomon, and other members of the National Assembly present, the Governor of Kwara State, His Excellency Abdurrahman Abdul Razak, the Deputy Governor of Lagos State, His Excellency Dr. Obafemi Hamzat, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Abayomi Gabriel Olunishaki, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Yusuf Buratai, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, the representative of the Chief of Naval Staff, the representative of the Inspector General of Police and other security chiefs, the acting chairman of the EFCC, His Royal Highness, the Oba of Lagos, Oba Rewan Akiolu, former service chiefs here present, Your Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, senior military personnel serving and retired, men and women of the Nigerian Armed Forces, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be in your midst today on this very special occasion of the Nigerian Army Day Celebration 2019, an annual event which affords the Nigerian Army an opportunity to showcase its rich history, its values, its achievements, and to demonstrate its commitment to being a professionally responsive force in the discharge of its constitutional role. This year's theme, I'm told, is Professionally Responsive Soldiering, a panacea for the success of military operations. A year ago, I joined you in the town of Wunu in Borno State for the military equipment exhibition event and part of the 2018 celebrations, part of the 2018 Army Day celebrations. There is, I must say, a reassuring feeling that comes from knowing that year in, year out, the Nigerian Army will always be here, growing from strength to strength, and fulfilling its primary responsibility of securing the territorial integrity of Nigeria. This has been true for the last 156 years, and I am confident that by the grace of God, this will continue for yet another 156 years and beyond. I'm told that this year's celebration is taking place here in Lagos and is holding simultaneously with the Combat Support Arms Training Week, which provides the combat support arms of the Nigerian Army with a platform to reappraise their performance. It is gratifying to note that this year's celebration has again provided the Nigerian Army with another opportunity to celebrate and honor deserving personnel who excelled in the fight against insurgencies and other criminal activities across the nation. Let me use this opportunity to reiterate our absolute determination to achieve success in our fight against insurgency and other forms of criminal conduct in the country. You, the members of the Nigerian Armed Forces, have continued to put in your best on behalf of our country. Several of your colleagues have indeed paid the supreme price in order to keep us safe and secure. We acknowledge and appreciate these sacrifices and pray for the repose of the souls of the deceased. Our hearts are with their families and loved ones. It is our responsibility as a government and as political leaders to ensure that they did not and do not die in vain. We have a duty to continue to make available to you, our armed forces, all the moral, material, and financial support that you require. Let me again assure you, on behalf of the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Muhammadu Buhari, that we will faithfully discharge all our obligations to you. We also must and will continue to demonstrate the political will and determination towards ensuring that our land is rid of insurgency and that criminality is kept at the barest minimum. During the first term of this administration, we worked tirelessly to lay the foundations for a Nigeria that works for all of us, regardless of ethnicity, religion, or party affiliation. Our priorities were and remain security, the economy, and the fight against corruption. The challenges that we faced were grave, but we faced the task resolutely. We rolled back the footprints of Boko Haram, where once they controlled 17 local governments in this country, in the northeast of Nigeria, especially as of early 2015, today they control no Nigerian territory. Independent observers have reported also that there has been a drastic decline in the fatalities caused by Boko Haram and the various factions of the group that exist today. They are no more than a shadow of what existed when we came into office. We are surrounded by the evidence of the progress that has been made in the fight against insurgency. As you all know, Wunu, where you held the military equipment exhibition, and the mini trade fair last year was once a stronghold of Boko Haram. Sambisa Forest, once the spiritual heartland of the insurgents, hosted the 2017 Nigerian Army Small Arms Championship. More than 100 of our Chibok girls, abducted in April 2014, have been rescued and reunited with their families, in addition to the Dapchi girls, and tens of thousands of other Boko Haram hostages and victims freed across the Northeast. Let me say that we want to reassure the affected families and friends that this administration will not relent in its efforts to bring back all the remaining girls, including Leah Sharibu, who has become a poster child for the heinous activities of Boko Haram insurgency. We will reunite them with their families and friends by the grace of God. But even as we have seen a curtailing of the threats represented by Boko Haram, we have seen other threats emerging. Islamic State, West Africa, ISWAP, and others in the Lake Chad Islands and part of southern Borno. Radical Islamist terrorism is an evil that must be seen as the common enemy of all faiths, including Islam. As the president said, and I paraphrase, anyone who says Allahu Akbar and goes on to kill either is insane or dangerously ignorant of even the tenets of Islam. The likes of Boko Haram, ISIS, Islamic State of West Africa, ISWAP, and many Salafist jihadist ideologies are expansionist ideologies that feed purely on hate, hatred of any person or group that does not belong to their particular sect. They have no redressable grievances, so there are no terms of reference for peace. They are fanatics committed to a twisted creed. They exploit the ignorance of the tenets of their faith, poverty and exclusion, and the recruitment of women, and use children to perpetrate the most heinous atrocities. They are motivated by a satanic desire to control communities by murder and terror, whether it is in Iraq, whether it is in Iraq or Borno or Syria. Their victims are men and women and children, Muslim or Christians, so long as they do not share their Sikh ideology. They target churches, they target mosques, they target markets and motor parks, where people gather, using children as human bombs to kill randomly, regardless of tribe or faith. The challenge for us is to recognize this for what it is, this extremism, this Sikh extremism for what it is, and to form alliances across faiths, across ethnicities, to destroy an evil that confronts us all. There are also other situations of insecurity in our midst. Fulani herder and farmer conflicts, random killings, banditry and kidnapping, some attributed to Fulani bandits, others, of course, of people of other persuasions. In different parts of the country, there are external challenges that the army has had to intervene in on several occasions. But on behalf of the president, I want to reassure all Nigerians that these issues are being seriously tackled by the federal government, working with the states through a multi-pronged approach, working with the Nigerian army and all of our security forces and all of our law enforcement agencies. Nobody will be allowed to maim, kill, or commit other crimes and escape. It is our duty to apprehend and punish these criminals, and we are doing that and will continue to do so. You will hear a lot more about these solutions in the weeks and months ahead. Law enforcement is, of course, an important element of our response. We've seen an unprecedented ramping up of the deployment of military personnel, multi-agency operations and squads, such as the Operation Wellstroke, the training and deployment of special forces, new forward operating bases, and so on, to the various flashpoints in the last 18 months. Several bandits' hideouts and camps have been destroyed, and hundreds of arrests have been made. And it is now up to our judicial system to ensure that justice is meted out, not just comprehensively, but also in a timely manner. The Nigerian Army through the years has exemplified the ideals of a united country. Regardless of ethnicity or religion, you have fought side by side with your brothers and sisters of different faiths and ethnicities, and you have seen many fall by your side as they paid the supreme sacrifice in battle. Enemy fire does not distinguish one from the other, nor does it distinguish one faith from another. The blood of so many and the abounding grace of God has kept this nation together. This is why we must never let the self-serving ethnic and religious jingoists and bigots, whoever they may be, create the circumstances for strife and bloodshed again in this nation. This is also an opportunity to remind ourselves and to remind all Nigerians of the need to live in peace with one another, the importance of choosing unity and tolerance over the impulse to be sectional, vengeful, or violent in any way. In this second term, the primary focus of the Buhari administration is to build on the foundation that we have laid over the last 4 years and correct the lapses observed. One of the priorities of the next level is the welfare of serving and retired personnel. You have already seen the demonstration of our commitment in this regard in recent years, and we will not relent in these particular efforts. On this unique day of the Nigerian Army Day celebration, let me again join all Nigerians to thank our armed forces, the police, and other law enforcement agencies, all working diligently to protect us at great cost to personal comfort and personal survival. We must commend and congratulate the Chief of Army Staff for his dedication and patriotism, his loyalty and doggedness in leading the Nigerian Army in the fight against terrorism and other security challenges. Today's award recipients, let me make it clear that you are our heroes and that we are extremely proud of you. I congratulate you all on the honor coming your way today in recognition of your selfless and exceptional contributions to the successes recorded by the Nigerian Army, especially in the last 12 months. To the awardees in the ranks of the veterans of the Second World War, the veterans of the Civil War, and members of the Nigerian Legion, our nation remains indebted to you for your service. Congratulations. To our gallant serving men and women of the Army, I implore you to continue to discharge your duties according to the rules of engagement and in line with constitutional provisions. But perhaps the most impressive feature of today's celebrations is the demonstration of our local capacity to manufacture armored vehicles. We have seen what DICON, in collaboration with the Command Engineering Depot of the Nigerian Army, has done with the manufacture of infantry patrol vehicles, tactical patrol vehicles, sophisticated mine clearance systems, and other equipments of warfare. Proforce, a local vehicle company, has also displayed its mine-resistant anti-ambush protected vehicles that are designed 100% here in Nigeria in collaboration with the Nigerian Army. Already, some African countries have purchased armored vehicles from this company. Nigeria will, in another decade, manufacture most of its military hardware. Once again, I congratulate you all on witnessing yet another Nigeria Army Day celebration. God bless you all. Long live the Nigerian Army. Long live the armed forces of Nigeria. Long live the Federal Republic of Nigeria. God bless you all.
Sean!
Members of the press, please clear away from there.
Remove! Address! See agitators!
the special guest of honor, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, ably presented by His Excellency Vice President Professor Yemi Osibanjo, Senior Advocate of Nigeria. Hep, hep, hep. Hep, hep, hep. Hep, hep, hep. We replace hundreds. Replace hundreds. Show that arms. National salute with that arms.
Shall we rise for the national anthem, please? Show that arms. Please be seated.
And there is we are assured that Nigerians can now heave a sigh of relief as far as security challenges are concerned with the multifaceted, multi-pronged approach of the federal government to issues of security challenges. I'm afraid this is how far we shall go on the telecast, live telecast.
Your permission to march up to color and the rest of the parade, Your Excellency.
Permission has been granted to the parade commander.
Stress is a normal physical response to an event that makes your nervous system feel threatened at the perception of danger, whether real or imagined. Giving your body automatic mobilization process known as the fight, fleet, or freeze response. This automobilization response, or stress, is designed to protect your body. When it is working well, it helps you stay focused, energetic, and alert. In an emergency, it spurs you into action to defend yourself. Stress, however, becomes worrisome when it is overwhelming. It can damage your health, your mood, your productivity, relationship, and even your quality of life. Stress is chiefly induced by environmental conditions or stimulus and emotional instability. Work-related stress is the second most commonly reported condition in the self-reported work-related illness. According to research results between 2011 and 2012, an estimated 428,000 workers suffered from work stress. Stress affects different people in different ways, but generally, the chemicals that are released by the body as a result of stress can build up over time and cause various mental and physical symptoms. These include irritability, anger, depression, anxiety, food cravings, lack of appetite, headaches, sleep difficulty, and the list is endless. How one handles one's stress depends on the causes and the symptoms, but it is imperative to note that once the pressure or threat has passed, your stress hormone level will usually return to normal.
NTA, you can't beat the rich.
Fishing is not only an art, but a vocation and a way of life among the people of Ibi local government area of Taraba State. The Wunu Fishing Festival is a great cultural event associated with the Wunu Lake since the past 96 years. The lake is located 5 kilometers north of Ibi town. Usually held every year, the festival has become a way of reminding the people of the laudable legacies bequeathed to the people and the leaders of Ibi. The name Wunu literally means a hideout of monstrous aquatic animals such as crocodile and hippopotamus. This meaning is derived from the Wunu Creek, which contains a variety of these aquatic animals. The Wunu Lake is said to be the largest in West Africa, running a stretch of about 15 kilometers as a tributary to the river Benue. History has it that the lake was discovered by Bula Urbu in 1826, a great descendant of the Jibu dynasty who was sent to Ibi to look after the activities carried out by traders around the river. Bula later transformed the large-scale fishing activities into a fishing festival by members of the Ibi community. Thus began the annual Wunu Fishing Festival, which has continued to serve as a unifying force for the people of Ibi and Taraba State in general, making it a world tourism potential for tourists all over the world. In 1969, an elaborate fishing festival complete with water and traditional sports was organized. Surrounding communities were expected to catch fish in the lake once every year, and the catch was divided among the fishermen and Bula. Some of the activities associated with the fishing festival today include boat racing, swimming, boat regatta, masquerades, dances, traditional dances and fish catching competition. The fish catching competition is the main event of the festival, while others are meant for recreation. The chief of Ibi is the custodian of the festival, while the Serkinrua, spiritual head of Wunu Lake, is the overseer of the lake. He patrols the lake with his guards on regular basis because nobody is allowed to fish in the lake for a period of 1 year before the festival and 1 week after the event. The festival has undergone a lot of innovations, with different governments over a long period of time receiving a massive boost in funding, prestige and attention. In 2008, it became known as the International Fishing and Cultural Festival. It began to be organized by the State Tourism Board. The biggest catch of fish so far from the festival is said to weigh 318 kilograms. Ibi town, which is about 5 kilometers from Lake Wunu, continues to play a major role in the annual organization of the festival. Even as the former administrative headquarters of Western Muri in 1900, when the British took control, it would no longer be known only for the production of cotton.
NTA International.
Hello there. Welcome to the news highlights on NTA International at this time. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has again restated the federal government's resolve to totally defeat insurgency and insecurity in the country. Vice President Osinbajo stated this at 2019 Army Day celebration while commending the Army in its determination to check insecurity in the country, renewed government's commitment to support the Army and other security agencies to fight insurgency to keep the country in peace and a safe environment. The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, said the security outfits are determined to remain resolute and ruthless with unscrupulous element while intensifying efforts in the protection of lives and property in the country. He said the Nigerian Army will not relax until insurgency is completely defeated. The Chief of Army Staff stated this at the 2019 Army Day celebration. Now, President Muhammadu Buhari is to participate in the 12th extraordinary session of the Assembly of the Union of African Continental Free Trade Area and the first mid-year coordination meeting of the AU and the regional economic communities in Niamey. President Buhari departs Abuja this Saturday for Niamey, Niger Republic, to attend the African Union Summit scheduled to hold on July 7th. The extraordinary session of the Assembly of the Union is expected to launch the operational instruments of the agreement establishing the regional trade. Now, President Buhari will sign the African Continental Free Trade Agreement on the margins of the AU meeting in Niamey. The president will return to Abuja at the conclusion of the summit. A 7.1 magnitude earthquake has rattled parts of Southern California, the biggest tremor to strike in 20 years. Eyewitnesses say it struck the shallow depth of 0.9 kilometers and its epicenter was near the city of Ridgecrest, about 240 kilometers northeast of Los Angeles. A 6.4 magnitude quake also hit the same area on Thursday at the depth of nearly 11 kilometers. Seismologist Dr. Lucy Jones at a press conference said the quakes could continue. She added that there was a 10% chance of a similar or even larger quake following in the next week. However, Dr. Jones said it was not likely that the quake could trigger shocks on other fault lines. The earthquake was felt as far as Las Vegas in the neighboring state of Nevada and over the border of Mexico. The quake led to power cuts and fire have followed in southern California. In another development, Tunisian Prime Minister Youssef Kash has banned the wearing of hijab, which covers the entire face apart from the eyes, in government offices, citing security reasons. The order comes after 3 suicide bombings in the capital, Tunis, in the space of a week. Hijab is worn by some Muslim women as an interpretation of modest dress and as a symbol of religious faith. Well, those are the highlights for now. Thanks for staying with us.